All right, we're gonna do this movie called The Mother. Got Jennifer Lopez in it, Amari Hardwick. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get to it. They don't really give her a name in the movie. We're gonna call it by her real name. We're just gonna call her J.Lo. So we see in this room, she's talking to two FBI agents. One of them name is Cruz. Basically, it's the Amari Hardwick character, Cruz. So she's telling them about these two people named Victor and Adrian. Both of these niggas we find out come out, they selling all types of weapons, you know what I'm saying, military stuff and whatnot. Before we get to the gist of the situation, all of a sudden this little quote-unquote safe houses are getting shot up. Adrian's boys getting niggas done deal daddy shit. Now in the process, Cruz got shot too. She trying to get the bullet out, trying to save his life and whatnot. Then she creates this homemade bomb inside the bathroom because she knows eventually they're gonna come in the fucking house. Adrian's there, he gets the drop on her in the bathroom, and then we find out that she's actually pregnant. And he stabs her in the stomach one time to get her fucked up. I'm like, damn. Before he do anything else, the bomb explodes. He's like, help, I'm melting. Well, not really, he just gets badly hurt by it. And she ends up finding a way to get out and escaping. Now, we found out somehow throughout all this, she ended up making it to a hospital. She was able to give birth to the baby because the baby was still alive. Baby by the name of Zoe, by the way, it's a girl. And we found out that Cruz is still alive, too. Now, because of her past, she was like a mercenary or whatever like that. She was murking niggas. And because of these dangerous motherfuckers, they gotta take Zoe away from her. Because she's not gonna be able to give her a stable environment or whatever like that. And then on top of that, these niggas are still out there trying to kill her. Now, obviously, it's because she was giving up information to the feds, but even more so, she had a romantic relationship with both these niggas. So you're thinking to yourself, whose baby is it? Is it Hector's or Adrian's? But clearly, one of them didn't give a fuck because he tried to stab her in her goddamn stomach. So anyway, she turns over custody and parental rights to Agent Federal Williams. She ends up going from Illinois to Alaska, of all places. He got this guy there that's helping her out, you know what I'm saying, keeping her hidden away and whatnot. And she basically survives up there for like 12 years. And we get the scene where she's trying to get this deer, but then this wolf is out there. She's about to execute this wolf, and then all of a sudden she sees the baby cubs or whatever like that. So he's basically just trying to scare her off, whatever like that, but he ends up getting the deer. She gets the deer, and now she got food for the, couple of weeks or whatever. Now, the thing that she told Cruz when it came to her daughter Zoe was like, make sure she finds a good home, keep tabs on her and whatnot, and let me know everything she's doing on each of her birthdays. So Cruz has been holding it down for the whole 12 years, you know what I'm saying? And he felt even more so to do it because of the fact that she did kind of save his life, so there you go. So now she's getting all this mail in Alaska, but the thing is, she gets this letter that has a certain number on it. Now, what does that mean? She's got to meet back up with Cruz back in Illinois. Now, Cruz basically tells her they caught some of Hector's men. They got like, miscellaneous stuff, you know what I'm saying? Weapons, ammunition, blah, blah, blah. But the real kicker is when they went into the spot, they ended up finding a picture of Zoe in there, and it's one of the little safe houses or whatever. So she's like, oh shit, they know. So basically at that point, they don't feel like she's safe no more. So she ends up hiding in this building across the street from the school where Zoe goes to, and apparently she knew exactly when it was going to happen because motherfucking black vans coming out of nowhere and shit. And then she picking these niggas off well-deserved deaths. But the leader of this particular group by the name of Yanni ends up getting Zoe and somehow ends up getting away within the van. Now you got this other motherfucker trying to hunt her down the building because apparently he saw where it was coming from. So he's like, all right, I gotta see what's up with this. But he ends up getting duffed too. You gotta see the scene. That shit was crazy. Now the chase is on. She's chasing Yanni, but Yanni ends up getting away. But the thing is, she knows where they're taking Zoe hostage at, so they gotta go to Cuba. They go to Cuba, found Yanni, and the chase is on. Hell of a chase, but they end up capturing Yanni and tied his ass up. They end up torturing this nigga so he gets out the information to where Hector's at, right? But it's gonna be guarded by a lot of niggas. You already know what time it is when it comes to that shit. But I didn't get the information. J.Lo ends up killing him anyway. He's like, fuck out of here. So before they get all this set, they end up going back in the hotel, whatever like that, cleaning up like Cruz's wounds. And then we finally get some backstory. Turns out when she used to be in the military, she used to actually work for Adrian. Now because of this, she thought she should just be by Adrian's side, you know what I'm saying? Try to get some extra money, do a lot of little missionary things because she thinks she go back into the world, her only attributes would be able to be like a cashier or some shit like that. She don't want that for her life. So the crazy thing is talking to Adrian, she ended up getting pregnant by the time. So you're thinking to myself, wait a minute, was Adrian the baby father? Before she even started talking to Hector, that's when she started to realize she thinks he's hiding something from her or whatever like that, right? So she goes sneaking around through like all these mission crates or whatever like that, and she ends up finding weapons or whatever, but then she hears a scream. She goes to another one of these boat cargoes and finds out they're actually smuggling people. So her conscience is like, I can't deal with this shit, and that's when she started talking to the policeman in the first place. Or when she first met up with Cruz, so there you go. Now Cruz in between this subject, she asked her like who was the baby father, but she was just like being she didn't really give any descriptive information based off of that, you know what I'm saying? So we still don't know for sure whose it is really, but I got a good idea whose it is. So now they're surrounding the spot where Yanni was talking about, and they come through Lacey niggas. They get Zoe out of there, Cruz takes her in, but she's thinking to herself, I got one more thing to finish. So basically, she's going up there to finish off Hector. But Hector was already waiting on her. He didn't give a fuck about his men. Because she said she'd be willing to sacrifice herself over her daughter any day. And bottom line is, she already knew what time was looking for him. So the thing is, in this room, he's got all these guys damn candles lit and whatnot. He acts like he still wants her, talks about all the stuff that they did together, whatever like that, but he wants to finish her off too. So you think to yourself, maybe this is Hector's baby. Because technically, Adrian was the one that stabbed her. Because why would he want to stab his own child? I'm starting to think Hector was the baby daddy. Bottom line, it ain't matter. She got the drop on him, burned this whole fucking shit down, and then murked this nigga. He done deal daddy shit. So now as they're driving, they're trying to get back to Illinois. They go to a gas station, right? Meanwhile, Zoe been looking stuff up on her phone and the internet, whatever like that. Zoe not stupid. She already realized that that's her mom. The thing is, J.Lo won't admit it because, for obvious reasons. Because she still feels like a daughter of danger. She is, obviously, because Adrian's still around. You know what I'm saying? Hector's gone, but bottom line is Adrian's still here. So the thing is, Zoe was taken in by a nice family. This black lady and this other white guy. You know what I'm saying? Don't expose their names either. But clearly when they get on the phone and talk, you know what I'm saying? The black lady knows who J.Lo is. You know what I'm saying? What she's about. So it gets to this point where J-Lo is actually about to dip and he's going to make sure Cruz takes Zoe back home or whatever. But he gives her a burner phone just in case, you know what I'm saying, make contact and whatnot. So while Cruz and Zoe in the car, they're going back, you know what I'm saying? J-Lo gets a bike and ride off into the west. All of a sudden, the car runs into him out of nowhere. It turns out it's Adrian. And Cruz is like, damn near done deal, you know what I'm saying, taking them hostage. Meanwhile, Zoe's just looking around. And all of a sudden, J-Lo comes out of nowhere. They get the drop on niggas too, because she probably figured this shit was going to happen. Bottom line, throughout the scuffle, Cruz gets done deal, dead as shit. He's dead for real this time. But J-Lo noticed the car was leaking gasoline, so she ends up tossing a lighter real quick, burning that shit up, and finds a way to escape with Zoe. So with all these niggas after with no choice, you know what I'm saying, she's got to take Zoe up to Alaska with her. Obviously, Zoe's pissed off. She don't want to be there. But after a while, J-Lo gets Zoe to training, you know what I'm saying, like doing training exercises, making sure that she's able to shoot, you know what I'm saying, be able to swipe a knife and this, that, and the third. And she kind of likes her for a little bit because, she's getting time to chill with her mom. Then we get the situation where they're chilling in the woods and then this wolf is out. You know what I'm saying? The same wolf from before. But Zoe was out there feeding the cubs. And obviously, Wolf ain't playing that shit. So she tells Zoe to run or whatever like that. The wolf starts chasing her and then he bangs off a shot in the wolf. I'm like, oh shit, did he just kill the wolf? But it turns out she just hit her with some rock salt just to scare him. You know what I'm saying? Because J-Lo be out there killing deer and Zoe's like, oh my God, you can't just eat all this meat. What's going on with you? But if you knew she was going hunting, what the fuck you think she was going to be shooting out there? You know what I'm saying? You got to survive on something. What the hell else you going to eat in Alaska? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, Zoe's skills are getting pretty good. And as a mother at this point, this is the only way she knows how to teach her. So they get to this point where they're talking about Cruz, and then she's thinking to herself, yeah, I could have loved him in another lifetime or something like that. But bottom line is he's done deal dead as shit, so it's not going to matter. So then we get to the point J-Lo wakes up early in the morning and she doesn't see Zoe. So she's like, where the fuck is Zoe at? She finds out there playing with the little cubs again or whatever like that, just feeding them and whatnot. But she takes her eye off the ball and one of the cubs ends up biting her wrist. And I'm like, oh shit, fucking up her hand or whatever. So she ends up going to the doctors getting like 8 stitches or whatever like that. But the problem is she realized after the fact that Zoe told the doctors her real name, which went in the computer system. And guess what? It wasn't too hard to track now. Adrian's on the fucking trail now. Now he knows they're in Alaska. So she was the guy that got him up there to be able to watch after Zoe or whatever like that. So you think to yourself, this guy's been with her the whole time. So it's like, what's his deal? Turns out he actually served in the military brigade with her or whatever. So that's basically how they know each other. He just got like a little shop there. So throughout this time, J-Lo's got to dip out again. Zoe's pissed off. And she's supposed to be going with the old man. But when she starts digging through stuff, she finds these old pictures of her. And she finds this letter, you know what I'm saying? Basically, confessing that that's her mom. Talk about all the stuff that she had to do, you know what I'm saying? To, get her to a different foster home and blah, blah, blah. And then she realizes why her mom had to do the things she had to do. So with this new information, she drives on her own to go see J-Lo. Now, J-Lo was the one that taught her how to drive even though she didn't know how or that she didn't want to. The thing was, she was like 12 years old at this point. And then Adrian and his niggas get there. J-Lo got like landmine set up and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? She was ready for the beef. Now the thing is, if it gets too crazy, she wants Zoe to run. Now there's a lot of beef. It comes down to the point where it's just J-Lo and Adrian. They end up fighting or whatever like that. But instead of Zoe running, she's setting up the goddamn sniper rifle or whatever. The thing is, she can't get a clear shot. So after the struggle, all of a sudden Zoe comes back down. She got a fucking shotgun, bangs off. But she ends up hitting her mom. It's like, oh shit. But when she's going down there to check, Adrian all of a sudden just grabs her up and he's about to put her in the truck. I was like, oh shit. Now, her mom gets up kind of just fine, but it turns out he didn't hit with a real shotgun. He hit with, like, the rock salt shit, you know what I'm saying? But she messed up her arm on this rock real bad, so she had to, like, snap that shit back in on some lethal weapon shit. Now, she had a gun. She was trying to aim at the truck because the truck was driving away, whatever like that, but she missed. Then she shot again. She thought she missed again. She was like, oh, my God, I done fucked up, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get my daughter back now. But it turns out she did him directly in the head. Adrian done deal dead as shit. Zoe comes down and braces her mom. Everything's all good and gravy. She gets her back to Illinois, and there's the happiness. Last thing we see is Zoe go back to school, her parents picking her up, but J-Lo's in this other building just watching after her. And Zoe sees her from there too, so she's like, yeah, you know what it is. Happy ending to the story, and that's how it went down. The Mother, check it out on Netflix. You already know what time it is, yeah.